What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of VCPP Reacts. I'm joined by Isaac Diaz, and we are also joined by our MMA analyst, Andre the Karate Kid.
Wow.
On YouTube. You can check him out there on his channel. This will also be posted on his channel at Andres the Karate Kid. But we are here joined to break down the fights for UFC 285, Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane for the heavyweight championship. As we know, Francis Ngannou has left the UFC. The UFC heavyweight title, the baddest man on the planet, is up for grabs, and Jon Jones and Ciryl Gane will be at it this Saturday, live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Isaac, Andre, are you guys ready for this fight? Are you guys excited for the card? We're going to break down the fights, but first, let's hear your excitement for this card. Isaac, I'm going to go to you first.
I'm going to be honest with you. The fight that I'm really excited for is the main event, man. The king is back. The GOAT is back. After a 3-year layoff, he did it the right way. He didn't just jump up. He didn't get festered. And listen, I believe that we're gonna get the best version of Jon Jones coming this Saturday, and he will be victorious.
Andre, when hearing how Jon Jones has prepared for this fight in a 3-year layoff, what do you feel in the main event or even in the whole card? What do you feel?
I think what Isaac said. I think for Jon Jones, this is a great. He's been off. He did take time to put on the weight properly, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait.
Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso is the co-main event for the UFC Women's Flyweight Championship. And Valentina Shevchenko is sitting at minus 750, while Alexa Grasso is sitting at plus 550, with a huge landslide on our odds here, which is very big. Andre, I'm going to go to you first. Break down the fights for us. What do you feel are the positives? What are the negatives here? Who do you have in this fight?
I think Valentina is a big favorite just because, it's Valentina. Especially at 125. Alexa Grasso, she's very good at being well-rounded as a fighter, but it's tough to go against Valentina Shevchenko in this one, though.
Isaac, as you know, Valentina Shevchenko, she is the queen. She is probably the best women's champion, women's fighter of all time. What do you feel about the odds here, and how do you feel about Alexa Grasso's chances versus Valentina Shevchenko?
Listen, in MMA, anything can happen. It's the greatest sport in the world. That's why we love it. At any moment, any punch, any kick, any submission can land, and we can get a new champion. But I doubt that's going to happen this Saturday. Grasso's greatest tool here is just her boxing, which I love. But then we know that Shevchenko is bulletproof. She comes from a kickboxing background, Muay Thai background, and she's a beast. I think her hand will be raised high, and I think she's actually going to beat her in a dominant performance.
Jon Jones has had a lot of controversy in his life. He's had many stints with the police, with people, women. A lot of things has happened in his past. I tend to not judge him by the things that he does in the streets, but I can't help it but to think that he is an amazing fighter, but maybe not the best role model. I would like to think GSP is probably the greatest champion in terms of never had a stint, never had any PEDs or anything like or picograms or whatever, But I like to say that maybe Jon Jones is here going up against, a heavyweight, an actual heavyweight. For the first time, he's making his UFC heavyweight debut, a long talked about rumor. He's finally doing it March 4th against Ciryl Gane. Nothing to bat over. Ciryl Gane just came off a loss versus Francis Ngannou. I believe that was his last fight. And so, two heavyweights fighting now. Jon Jones did it 3 years, right? He said he didn't want it to jump in straight into it. But Andre, I'm going to go to you. What do you feel about this fight? How do you feel about Jon Jones' chances in the heavyweight division?
I think they're great. But Jon Jones has a great wrestling background, and seeing the fact that Ngannou didn't beat Ciryl Gane by the striking, he beat him by the wrestling. So the wrestling to me is going to be a big part for Jon Jones. How
do you feel about Ciryl Gane's chances on the feet, Andre?
On the feet, I think it's pretty even. Jon Jones is not fighting anybody that's small. He's fighting somebody that's around his height, and they pretty much look pretty big together during their press conference. I saw the face-off.
A lot of Jon Jones' fights have been on the ground. He does get a lot of people on the ground, as you saw with Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier has never been taken down, and Jon Jones was the first man to do it easily. He made it look very easy.
Yes,
what
sir.
do you think, and what are the chances of Jon Jones taking this to the ground and beating him up there? Isaac, I'm going to go to you.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I mean, just to be honest with you, I mean, he's one of the greatest wrestlers in MMA. He's never been taken down. I mean, I think the other guy that came close to him, I would say Usman, in the type of wrestling dominance. But I actually feel I'm a little bit worried because I feel like wrestling takes a lot of power and a lot of the gasoline and cardio out of the person when you're trying to attempt to get a takedown. This is my issue. I believe he came in too big. He's about 250 plus. I wish he would have came maybe at 240, maybe a little bit north of 235. I wish he would have came at that weight. I'm actually very worried on his velocity and his cardio for this fight, but I do believe that wrestling will play a huge part, just like Andre said, because come on, guys, if Ngannou could take him down, my God, get ready for the king when he steps into that octagon. It's going to be a wrestling clinic.
Andre, as you saw, in all of Jon Jones' fights, he's always amazing on the feet. He's always going, trying to make people guess. You don't know where the hits are coming from. How do you feel are his chances of getting a knockout in this fight against a heavyweight?
I mean, I wouldn't say like out cold, maybe a TKO I would see, or a submission. For sure, 100%. I think his odds are probably more for the wrestling and the submissions maybe down the line than it is a knockout against Cyril Gane.
And so we have it. There you go, folks. The breakdown. So we're going to go into the predictions. Valentina Shevchenko, as you saw with the odds, versus Alexa Grasso. Isaac, who takes the champ?
Shevchenko. She's going to be champ. She's going to retain her title and still.
And what's the round and method?
I'm going to go on a limb on this one. I'm going to say TKO on the feet because I really think this fight is going to take place in the stand-up realm, and I do believe it's going to be a TKO in the third round.
TKO in the third round. We got it. Isaac Diaz. Valentina Shevchenko retains her title. Third round, TKO. Andre, yes, I'm going to go to you next.
I will say Valentina Shevchenko. I was probably in the third round as well. I'll take the third round as well.
Yeah, and what do you think the method would be?
TKO in the third.
TKO in the third. All right, we got it. There you go, folks. TKO in the third round for Valentina Shevchenko from both Isaac and Andre. I'm going to make a prediction here. I'm going to say submission, fifth round by Valentina Shevchenko.
Keep dreaming.
By Valentina Shevchenko. The heavyweight championship is going to be contested this Saturday. Jon Jones versus Cyril Gane. Andre, who do you have round and method?
I got Jon Jones, and I got him by decision. I think it's his first time at heavyweight, so I don't think he's going to go out and try to empty the gas tank really fast, I think by decision.
Smart play. That is the biggest in the odds. That is the biggest chance of that happening in the odds. Isaac Diaz, you saw the breakdown. You saw the embedded. You have seen Andre's breakdowns, and you just said some great things. His wrestling, his striking. Who do you have in the heavyweight division winning the heavyweight title?
Well, I'm gonna go with Andre on this one. I think it's gonna be a decision. I think Jones is gonna come back, just feel things out. I hope there is no ring rust, which I do believe ring rust is a real thing. Not for every fighter, but I hope Jon Jones does not have that curse on his back of ring rust. But I believe it will be a decision. He's going to ride it out with some good wrestling, some good stand-up. But I believe he will win by decision, ultimately dominating Gane, and he will be the new heavyweight champion.
It's happening this Saturday, live. UFC 285, Cyril Gane versus Jon Jones, Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso. And it'll happen this Saturday, March 4th at T-Mobile Arena. Get hyped, get ready. We'll see you then.
Peace.